Um, but I find myself, especially in my like lower MMR, like kind of tied between two areas where if I play support well, then I'm kind of relying on my cores, and sometimes I feel like I have like less agency there, and so then I started playing core more, like mostly position three, sometimes one, and then then I feel like I could have more impact, even though I feel like maybe I'm like stronger or like I enjoy the support role more.
I guess my question is, what is your goal out of today's session then? Because I'm hearing a little bit of everything when it comes to your role. So what would you like me to talk to you about today?
Yeah, I was thinking about that before my brother signed me up for this. So I play with friends, and we kind of like obviously like just enjoy Dota 2 like pretty casually, but we have a like a wide range of MR. Like my brother is like almost immortal, but I'm just like, a crusader. Um and that's kind of like the breadth. And so I think what I would like to do is like just be able to like improve my fundamentals enough to where I can still have fun when I'm playing with higher MMR like spreads like that. Because I find myself sometimes like when we play games together, like it's like the skill gap is just so high, right? And like um, I don't know like what to do early game, mid game, or like kind of how to like assess the game state. So I guess I'd be able to enjoy Dota 2, like still have fun in games when obviously you know like there's like a skill gap and that kind of thing.
Sure, man.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Are you for today's session? I asked you about your role. What role am I coaching you on today?
I think support would be best.
Okay. Then I will do my best to give you what I think I have a clear idea of what you're looking for today. I shared my screen with you, I believe, on Discord. I did.
Yes,
I'm
I'm
gonna
looking at your
jump
screen now.
into those replays that you sent me, and my way of coaching. I don't know how much you know about my method of coaching, but my way of coaching is to generally find questions that I think people are not asking themselves. That
Mhm.
if they were to repeat it over time, would make them 1% better every game, so that 6 months from now, a year from now, they feel like it had significant impact, and during that time, they felt like they had more agency in their games. So
Yeah, that
that's
sounds great.
that's what we're going for.
Yeah, I tried to get you some good games. I unfortunately didn't play a lot last week with like the holidays and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
understandable.
but I feel like the Lich was like maybe a better performing game, and then the Phoenix game I did terribly. So,
Okay,
I think that'd be like two good pieces of data.
sure. Looks like a master tier Lich. You have a Spectre as your laning partner, I think.
Yep.
No, oh, AK's flying himself items. Okay. So, how often would you say you generally take your W on Lich level 1?
Pretty rarely. I feel like there I thought it was like I think I shielded, was it
The
Earthshaker or
Slardar.
someone Slardar during that, and I thought like, oh man, the shield would have more impact in my queue. But yeah, I mean obviously like 95% of the time I think I take Q, like
Okay.
5% take W. I don't know if I even landed that blood grenade during that skirmish, but I guess it kind of worked out for us. I remember wanting Inspector to farm the lane there. I was like, farm the lane.
Do you know why he went small camp?
Uh, I mean, I guess it's safer because he's so low HP.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in this case, like the most efficient play is to farm lane. The most safe play is to farm camp. So, I
Hmm.
mean, a lot of times what matters in any role is to understand why people are doing what they're doing rather than to wish them to do something else, basically. And I'm not saying like you were like bitching about him doing this, but what I'm saying is if you have a carry that's below half HP, they'll probably do this. You know, it's unpredictable because I would do it too, and some of your carries might stay under tower at half HP and die, you know?
Yeah.
What I'm saying though is that's his reason for doing it, and it's because one play is greedier and the other play is more safe. And since he's low HP, he's gonna go for the safe play. So your role when your carry goes to the small camp like this is to pull this wave off of tower to him ASAP.
Mm.
That's your role in this equation. So one role of support is to move creeps to your carry. That can be done through creep aggroing. If the lane's like up here, say you're more of a melee guy, that might happen sometimes. But this whole idea is that the carry always wants to be near creeps, but there's going to be times where they're low, or for some reason they can't walk up, but you can because they're like a drow and you're an ogre. Where in those type of cases, if you identify my carry's playing passively, the creeps are over here. Like whether it's because your carry's playing here and the creeps are up here, or whether it's because the carry's over here and the creeps are here, your job can be to move the creeps to that guy. And so defensive aggro would be how you do it over here. And drawing the creeps aggro here just by attacking them would be how you do it here. So that's like, so when you ask the question of how can I not feel so lost when I am playing higher MMR games, it's the way that people get out of low MMR is by being able to adjust to weird shit. So what I try to tell people is your goal is to repeat the same situation over and over. So like that's how you get out of low MMRs, because I've noticed that a lot of divine rank-ish people have like very consistent but too rigid of game plans. And for me, it's enough of a sample size to know that's how people get to divine, by having a really rigid optimized plan that they execute a bunch of times. But to get past divine, you can't just be a one-trick pony in regards to how you play the game. It's like you can have one hero that you play, but you have to like be able to adjust from game to game. But so it's kind of like what I'm trying to say is in this case, learning to add and subtract is how do I create what I'm trying to do a bunch, and learning to divide and do algebra is how do I adjust given the formula, you know? So what you're in the stage of, and that a lot of people will feel stuck in their lower MMR games, especially when they have higher MMR friends. The section you're stuck in is adjusting to when people do stuff. So basically knowing that every time your carry is away from the lane for some reason, you are now confronted with, how do I get these creeps to him? Can I get the creeps to him? Like, if I walk up, do I die too? If, like, an example of this would be if the creeps are up here and your carry can't walk up because the pole camp got pulled, then it might be your job to walk over and defensive aggro the creeps back towards him. But if you're going to die too, you know, then the lesson learned is we should have blocked that camp. We have to be prepared for that ahead of time. But what I'm trying to say here, just to give you a second to speak, is that we are going to try, like in this case, what I mean by a repeatable thing is we want our carry hitting creeps. So to make that repeatable, we have to make sure he's near the creeps. So if he's not near the creeps, we're not doing our job. You know? Go ahead.
Oh, I think this is great feedback, because I think generally whenever I do a pull like this, I'm always being like, oh, I usually farm those. And so I often don't think about, oh no, like I've secured safe farm for like a carry who needs to like heal up with a tango or something. And then I definitely have never thought about pulling that entire wave back towards them. And so would I try to pull it to clash with the wave that's like kind of between the tier 3, tier 2 right now?
You would pull it
Or
ideally, like if we're being super efficient, you would pull these creeps into the range creep.
oh, okay. Okay.
Because that would
Wow.
deny the range creep before these die off, ideally. That's the perfect play. Like, there are layers to this, right? It's like, if it was as simple as move the creep wave to the guy, then I could make somebody immortal in like a week, right? But the question you're asking there is what I mean by 1% improvement over time. You know now, after this session, that if there's going to be reasons your carry can't walk up, you have a good sense of what you want him to be doing. The standard formula is you pull small, you farm small, he sits under tower farming. That's the standard, right? And you're aware of the standard. So, but what's happening is that people can get to about your MMR around 2K-ish with a good understanding of what standard roles in the game of Dota 2 is. But I try to give you guys a little bit more of an advanced version of how you visualize the game. So I've noticed that people around like 2 to 3K are very rigid in what they think the role of a hero is. Like, I farm the pull, you farm lane, as an example, right? So what's actually trying to be done is I'm pulling these creeps so that we can farm the small camp and the lane. It doesn't matter who does it. It just, that's what's happening. And the more dangerous spot is the one in lane. Like, just knowing that, generally speaking. And there's going to be times where your carry can't walk up and hit creeps. And there's nothing you can fucking do about it. There's just nothing. But the whole idea is knowing it's your job to get them near the creeps if possible. So you are confronted with a puzzle every time of, okay, I've now learned that every time this situation happens, I'm going to drag the creeps towards my Spectre. Wait a minute. In the meantime, I could kill my range creep off at the same time. Huh. You know, like, you just think of like the next step. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the repeatable question here is, how do I get the creeps to my carry? That's the repeatable question. So...
And like you said, I think it makes sense Spectre farming the small camp, especially if it's low, but also with the Bristleback who could dive easily, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I remember Bristleback being quite aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, you did a good job saving him there. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but your W doesn't mitigate his quills.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah. It's actually why Bristle's like one of Lich's worst matchups in the game. That's just more of a fun, like, did you know, sort of.
Yeah, like, read these abilities.
It's what's odd about Dota is Lich is while the shield is active, it reduces damage from attacks. So if it's physical damage that's not an attack, it doesn't reduce it.
I see.
Yeah, Dota for you. Okay, so you salve the guy, you're gonna drag creeps away from him. So, in this case, move the creeps towards him.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. In this case, you're actually just putting yourself in massive danger to take a bunch of damage, and you're actually setting them up to dive.
Yeah, I definitely televisioned on that with Watcher.
Yeah, so here's the cool part. You're not allowed to think about the rest of the game until you feel very confident that your carry's hitting creeps and this lane is safe. So what's one example of the lane not being safe? They have 3 fucking range creeps. That's like, oh god, they can dive us. You know? So one thing to be like consistently aware of as a support is just, what's the lane equilibrium doing? You know? And we can kind of just get a sense of, are we in danger? And so what happens here is when you're in danger, you learn to not move your camera around the map. You learn not to go ward somewhere. You learn not to go get a watcher. So we have to be keenly deciding, like consciously deciding, there's nothing to do here. So I'm going to go do something else. Like, I want your trigger for going to a different lane, to doing anything that's not laning, is my carry near creeps? Are they safe? Okay, nothing for me to do here. And then go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So it's kind of like shifting the priorities from, I know there's a bunch of useful stuff to do. Go pick up bounties, go stack camps, go check runes, go get the watcher on the side there. But all of these things come second to, what's the lane equilibrium doing, and are we in danger? Right?
Yeah.
So that's how we avoid tunnel visioning, by being very, very conscious of what our priorities are.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. Okay.
Now I know that shield was not doing much to protect him.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. Just something where you only put it in one point. Okay. So what's interesting about this is that you pull, which is already a little bit scary because your Spectre has no HP, right? It's a little bit scary to pull like this. But what I'm trying to show you is this situation does not tell me my Spectre is going to be safe. So what I'm doing here is the same thing I saw at 2 minutes, where he's going to go for this camp and I'm going to walk here. You see how, like, it's predictably the same scenario? But if you're monitoring what's going on with the lane, what is my carry likely to do and stuff, if he stays there, you need to protect him anyway, because if he's full HP, this is a different story, right? If he's full HP, then you pull that camp and you can walk mid or TP mid or whatever, you know? But so this is more just reinforcing how this is playing out at different stages of the lane. Like, now you're looking mid, going somewhere else, when I'm like, ah, shit, your Spectre's super low. Like, I'm actually surprised the Spectre didn't get dove there. The Bristleback just kind of let him have it. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Like, I didn't set him up for success.
Yeah. So what role does your brother play?
He's actually a support main too, but when he plays with me, he's often playing like mid or position 1.
Okay. I mean, I guess my thought is that, you know, if you play duo queue with a core, meaning if you're just queuing with a core player on your team and you're laning together, if you guys can actually have like meaningful discussions about when it's okay to leave and stuff, like things to consider when it's okay to leave lane. And the thing is, if I'm playing with a lower MMR player and the only time I discuss this is during the game, I'm just going to say, just leave, dude. Because, like, I can't articulate my fucking thoughts to you in the middle of a game, right?
Right. Focus on last hitting and all that.
Yeah, but I think you would learn a lot after this coaching session if you go in with, hey, BSJ taught me that I need to think about what's the status of the lane. You know, hey, you can tell your brother, in this situation, I thought I was good to leave. Do you agree? You know, what about you? You know, and then maybe he'll present you with a factor you didn't consider, you know?
Yeah. And I do feel like the times I've played position 1, like I usually play position 1 life stealer, and I do find myself in these situations where I'm like losing lane and I just can't get any amount of like I'm not getting these waves because they're like controlling the pool so much. And I'd have had my support, leave and rotate or whatever. And I'm like, oh man, dude, no, I need a little bit more babysitting here, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I got you.
so,
I got you. I mean, overall, you did a pretty good job babysitting. It's just more about the exact moments where you're doing other things. It's clear that you weren't looking at lane equilibrium and stuff, and that is a big gauge of when you're supposed to leave the lane and stuff.
Oh yeah, this is Zeus game too. That was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was I stayed too long.
I'm watching here. UTP top.
I stacked that camp.
I don't know about that. It's literally their camp. This is crazy shit you're doing here.
Yeah,
okay.
That was really bad.
Okay.
I remember that.
Okay.
Wow. Weird watching a replay like this and seeing mistakes.
So, what is your thought in regards to being in this lane now? Like, what's going through your head?
Um, I think what's going through my head is letting Spec solo farm, which now thinking about it in this session, I don't know if that's even a good idea, but and so trying to put pressure on their position one Wind Ranger. And so with Slardar, and I think I remember their lane being like kind of like no one really winning. So seeing if I can kind of like, pressure their position one out of lane to have to farm jungle. And then I don't know what I was thinking when I went to proxy that way. I think I was definitely not understanding that I was level 5 still and can't do that.
Okay, I got you. 1 second. I'm typing these out for you.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, this is kind of like an awkward. 'Cause it's like almost 9 minutes. I feel like laning phase is about to end, and so I died. Also, pretty silly bot.
Okay.
I remember getting in situations where I'm like, where do I teleport to? You know.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you a simple question. Are you in farm mode or fight mode right now? Why?
I think I'm in farm mode,
Why?
trying to hit level 6.
Okay. So you're level 5.5. This guy's level 5.5. This guy's level 5.5. So you're in farm mode. What is
Hmm.
your... If you were to ask yourself this question, would you still dive this guy?
Uh, no.
What would you do as a
I,
support if you're in farm mode?
try to absorb experience,
Okay.
probably. You know,
Yeah,
which
so...
with this lane be kind of hard. It's been split 3 ways now. So yeah,
So,
yeah. I'm not sure to be honest.
I mean, I'm showing it to you.
Yeah. Oh, I should probably go. I should have
So,
rotated.
what the farm versus fight mode is
Hmm.
that I get a kill, the game is over, or the current gank is over. Let me...
Hmm.
Current
Yeah,
gank
wish I could die.
current gank is over. How quickly do I ask myself the question? Are we in farm mode or fight mode? Fight mode means we keep going,
Hmm.
right? Farm mode means we reset a little bit and we go
Hmm.
farm.
Hmm.
So this applies at every stage of the game. You know, the difficulty of checking in on this is how people end up over chasing, because they don't ask themselves this question at some point in the fight, and they don't see that their teammates have no HP and no ults, and they keep chasing, and they're like, where'd my team go? So
Hmm.
it's like very difficult to do this at 40 minutes into the game. It's possible, and it's an important question, but it's very difficult, right? So
Uh-huh.
it's very easy in comparison. It's not easy, but easier in comparison to do it at 8 minutes. So we get this
Hmm.
kill, and we ask ourselves, are we in fight mode or farm mode? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna collect information after you've decided that. You're like, oh, I think, or looking at us, we're gonna collect a little bit of information. Level 5, level 5, level 5. I think we're in farm mode. Okay, what's going on down here?
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on over here?
Hmm.
Okay. Maybe if it was 844, you'd go stack this camp. Is there a camp
Uh,
for me to stack or something?
I
But
also have cooldowns right now. It's probably not a good time to fight.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what the point is, though, is the number one thing you'll check as a support is the lanes.
Hmm.
Unless you're a support that can jungle, which the majority can't,
Hmm.
you would look at mid lane. You'd see this, and you would
About to
start
crash.
walking,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if you're not asking, am I in farm mode or fight mode, then checking the lanes, you're never going to make any of that decision,
Hmm.
right? So what's going to happen if you start doing this is it's going to be really slow. And you're probably going to miss the majority of that creep wave mid. That's what's going to
Yeah.
happen, right? But if you ask yourself this every fucking game after every fucking gank, eventually you'll process this pretty fast,
Hmm.
right? You'll be like, fighter farm mode, what's the lanes doing? Oh, mid's pushing in, go. Like,
Mm-hmm.
It'll be very quick. And that's going to prevent you fighting at level 5.5 while seeing this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what's going to prevent it. So we don't want to worry about this specific play. We want to worry about the things you're doing that lead to this happening. I mean, this is just kind of nuts. I don't even want to talk about this. I respect your courage. I respect your courage, I guess we could. So then we ask ourselves, I'm level 5 2/3, and there's a lane here. Run it back, I guess?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I stayed top for a while. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say hit 6 finally. Oh.
Okay. You have some cool plays that you do. You're like one of those players that has some swag, but we don't move our camera. So something I have to tell like 99% of support players, and I always have to figure out different ways of explaining it based on the particular way people are doing it, is, okay, when I have 3 or more heroes in a lane pre 15 minutes, I think you will benefit from asking the exact question is, what the fuck are we doing here? And that requires you to look at what else you could be doing.
Right.
Meaning, look at other lanes.
Yeah.
So I want you having 3 heroes in your lane to mean you need to look at other lanes. Like, so if you end up kind of AFKing on the side for a second, that's fine. But like, it's so important that you understand what you're missing on the map. If you look around the map and you're like, there's nothing else I could be doing right now, then fine. Sit as 3 heroes in lane. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
But what I never want to see, what my goal for you would be to never see you sitting in lane as 3 with a mid-wave not farmed. So that requires you, when you're sitting in lane as 3, to check other lanes. Any questions about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just needs to be like more in my consciousness, because it's like, yeah, like, why did I teleport top again? Like, I don't know. I think I was just kind of like, top is where I am now, right? And not thinking what's going on mid, what's going on bot, how's my carry doing, right?
Yeah.
And just like kind of like I said, moving the camera around.
The way I liked the analogy I gave earlier, first time ever doing it. If you leave your carry behind, I don't know if you bake, I don't really bake, but I think you'll get the analogy anyway. It's like putting your pastry in the oven. You don't need to literally sit at the oven making sure that pastry is cooking properly, but you occasionally have to check it to make sure it's not burning and shit. So when you leave your carry behind, you just have to check the pastry in the oven. And then keep doing what you're doing. Then check the pastry. Then keep doing what you're doing. Check pastry. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. I like that.
You want to make sure you're not burning down your kitchen while you're enjoying the rest of your life, which is the rest of the map, right? And sometimes, you know, you'll look there and be like, the pastry's burning and there's nothing I can do about it, you know? But, you know, that it doesn't quite pay out to a real life analogy. But yeah, that's the analogy that I give, is you just need to be aware that by forgetting about it, you might burn down your kitchen.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yep, going top again.
Yes, so it's getting this. If we can get you every time you're grouped with your team to do this. And this is like the first 15 minutes. This is when you kind of just ask yourself, should I be here right now? And my thought is, your ult's down for 20 seconds. Go walk mid, nuke it out, and walk back. Like, you want to look at this and be like, there's no better time for me to fight than right fucking now. We have Echo Slam, we have Haunt, we have my ult. Go. Like, if you can come up with one reason why you shouldn't be here, in hindsight, you should have gone somewhere else.
Yeah.
So what happens a lot in low MMRs is either people never do something, like they literally never group up, or they sit together too much. they're both like the opposite extremes of the same coin or whatever, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And so when we're grouped up, it's a very important thing. The opposite side of this is you have Haunt, Echo, Blink on Slardar, Blink on Earthshaker, and everybody's farming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like both
Yeah.
are bad.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, you tend to be on the side of helping your team a little bit too much. So we want to get you to separate from your team a bit more often. And that's how you're going to have like a Pavis at 30 minutes or 13 minutes instead of like 16. It's going to be, you're going to be level 8 instead of level 6.5 because
Mm-hmm.
you're getting those extra creep waves. And it's like,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Split experience. Yeah, no, that's good feedback. I think it's like I've encountered so often, especially my MMR, where it's like people get stuck in Farmville forever, and no one's really considering things like, late game potential of heroes or stopping their juices from farming. And so I think I've like overcompensated for that by like basically kind of having a very aggressive, like fight lots mentality.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. So I would equate this to the same issue as when I pulled that camp. Why is my Spectre farming it?
Mm-hmm.
It's you just need to identify what you don't like. You need to be able to explain to yourself why we're waiting too long. And it can't be because they have better late game than us. There needs to be something about your team could do something with the spells you currently have. Like, I look at our items, I look at our spells, we could be doing something right now. I don't care about like late game scaling and shit. I care about looking at the exact freeze frame of what you're in and being like, we could be doing something. We have Echo Slam, Haunt, like, let's go. And then you communicate that to your team, like, hey guys, we have Echo Slam and Haunt, like Earthshaker, come smoke. So if you're able to identify why it's bad to just sit here, then you will be able to communicate better and also have a clearer picture. But at the same time, when you see your team farming, there's going to be times where it feels bad, but if you look at them, they have like 600 gold off of a BKB or something. And you're like, okay, guys, let's wait for this guy's BKB, and then we go. But then we don't want to end up with our team all the time. So then if on the opposite side of that coin, if we see our team all together, I want to check, should we even be together right now? You know what I mean? Like, we're just asking the question. So
yeah, if everyone's ults off cooldowns and
yeah,
people aren't hitting their timings.
why are we farming? Should we be? Freeze frame the game state right now rather than arbitrary, like, who scales better. It's not that I've tried to lean away from people asking that question because it's in the right mindset, but it's not the helpful version of the question. It's more like looking at the snapshot of the game. How would a fight play? It's like, oh, Earthshaker blinks on Windranger and echoes him, and I follow up with my W and Spectre haunts, and he dies. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, that makes sense. That's how the fight would play out. Rather than they have anti-mage, they have better late game. That's the kind of description people give me, and I'm like, okay, what do I do with that? It's 14 minutes in the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not wrong. It's just not actionable. Do you see the difference? It's not actionable.
Yeah, no, I do.
Okay, so we're making
like
it actionable.
It's kind of like I don't know. It's just like a naive, or it's just like a simple equation to think like, oh yeah, they have a Dusa, they have an AM. We should like pressure this game to not get to 40 minutes where they'll be able to solo us. So if you think about it instead about being actionable in a snapshot, because like whatever the dynamic state is, like you said, based off like cooldowns or item timings and stuff.
Yes,
That's the
exactly.
better way.
You will get better answers on this type of stuff. Like, what will happen is, it's not that they're perfect, but Immortal players, when you play your party queue games, it will be more often appropriate what they're doing. Like, they have all their ultimates, they're probably doing something. Like, the odds are much higher, right, than people in your games, right? So you can use those games as, like, a helpful indicator of like, what could be happening in games. But in these games, the way that you're going to climb MMR is by not being the problem. Not being the Blink Earthshaker with Echo who's jungling. Not being the Lich with level 5.5 farming or fighting with his team. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how you gain MMR. Because the thing is even in my games, people don't do things optimally. I will have times where people are just learning a new hero, and maybe it's me learning a new hero, and I just literally feel these guys just don't know how to play their hero, or I'm just like, I don't know how to play my fucking hero. And people are so busy clicking their buttons on the hero that they're not looking at the map. Like, if I'm new to a hero, my map awareness is not very good, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because you're trying to remember, oh, wait, how does this person flash farm?
And what's the cast range on this spell, and how much damage does it do? Like, you know what I mean? So, the idea is that there's a lot of reasons why people fuck this up, and it never ends. So the most important part is to lower the percentage of time that you are the one fucking it up. And then you will 100% gain MMR, even if there's games where you do it really well and you still lose. Because sometimes at the end of the day, you're a support and your teammates are too heavy. Like, it just happens sometimes, right? But if I assure everybody, if you focus on your contribution to this and minimize the amount of times that you're not helping in lane when you need to be based on it, the amount of times that you are fighting with your team when there's a lane to be cleared and you're not quite ready to fight, the amount of times that you're jungling when you're really strong, the amount of times where you're like a saving hero and the guy on your team who's really strong, if he has protection and you're not sitting behind him, you know what I mean? Like, this is the type of stuff that the lower amount of time you're fucking it up, basically, like people... I actually read this Reddit post. I'm going to go on a small ramble where the guy talked about leaving Dota because Dota used to be about the epic plays and now it's about fucking up less. And then a lot of the comments were like, that's just literally every competitive sport that's optimized. Like, that's
actually just like the nature of any game.
That's just how it works. And I thought that was really funny. So it sounds like you're aware of this.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen that thread, but
you're aware of the dynamic.
I'm aware, like, kind of game theory in general. I mean,
yeah.
It'd be kind of sad to be like, chess used to be about, you know, the moment and finding cool strategies. Like, no, chess is about understanding every single game state and doing the most optimal decision.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of sad, but like...
Yeah, okay, so you understand this then. You get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got your item. You're going to buy your smokes now. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. You're like... You're clearly like... Okay. So you got your Pavis and you're following your OD around. Like, for me, that's like... That's good. That's just good shit.
Okay.
Let's just fast forward here. Like, you're following the more aggressive guy that needs a little bit of defense. You're going to smoke him here. You're going to place... Looks like a deep ward or something. Oh, no. OD placed the ward. That's fine. You're going to nuke the wave while in smoke. You're going to loop around. I mean, this is kind of cool, to be honest. Like, I like this. I can tell you play with high MMR people. This is cool. It's not like perfect execution, but it's like damn good. Okay. Okay. So. Kill this guy. Are we done now? We're done?
I think we tried to...
Oh, I didn't mean to rewind. So these are the moments that are going to make you 2K. What do we do now? Fight's over.
Tower?
Our heroes. We have a Slardar half HP, Earthshaker half HP. Do these heroes have buildings?
Earthshaker with W?
Come on, bro. Like, he's a support.
No?
He's a support.
He is a support. That's right.
Okay. So,
yeah.
So, we are all half HP with no ults.
Reset.
Where do we go?
Yeah. Stack hands.
I'm asking you right now in the current game state.
A mid looks open.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, the whole idea is we do this, check this, TP here. Right? That's what we do here.
Yeah, and then I think I retire. Probably. Oh, no. Oh yeah, I see. I keep the aggression up when enforcing my low HP hero to fight.
For me, if what happens is Spectre ends up taking the wave because you didn't, he would have just jungled and stayed top. I just want to say that you doing this kept the team here. It's okay if that's what we want, but for me, I'm just like, is there a better time to be doing this?
Yeah, definitely.
That's how I look at this situation. Is it like the end of the world? We're up by 5K. We can kind of be aggressive. The thing is, if you TP here, push out the wave, and then like maybe like D-ward and then walk back because your team decides to stay, that's like a different scenario than you forcing the issue. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like that would be their decision. So I would be reacting to them instead of me forcing them to stay.
And as a support, you're an enabler. You're not an initiator. So, like meaning with this specific hero. So with that in mind, we want the way you play the map to match that. Does that make sense? So you going in first, you're actually kind of baiting your half HP initiators to be here.
Yeah.
That's how I think about this.
Yeah, that's very bad.
You really want that fucking tower.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. Okay. I'm playing really aggressive. Yep.
It's like, we can kind of predict you're going to do this, but it's even worse than we thought. Do you know what I mean? So, honestly, if we can get you snapping out of fight mode, just that moment, you're looking for it. You don't need, you're looking at a red light, or you're looking at a green light, like the exercise here is you're looking at a fucking green light. You don't need to do anything other than watch it to wait till it's red. And the red light equivalent is all of the Dota mechanics of, do we have ults? Do we have HP? Do we have resources? Are we tower hitters? Dude, your lineup on a scale of 1 to 10 hitting towers is like a 2. You have literally nobody that hits towers.
Yeah, good point.
So the odds of you turning kills into towers in this particular game is very low. So a great question. What does my lineup do with kills? Towers, Roche, more kills, farm. What does my lineup do? Oftentimes, long cooldown lineups are just go get kills, farm until cooldowns, go get kills, right?
Yeah.
So your lineup is a go get kills with ultimates, farm until ultimates are up, go with ultimates, farm, right? So
until death timers can be long enough to where we can actually take towers.
Precisely. Yeah, and your lineup also does Roche pretty decently. So you have Slardar plus Spectre, especially when she gets Manta and stuff like that. But the whole idea here is that I can tell your execution in fights, like you had some swag plays up here, except for this weird dive thing. You had like this, like your execution in these fights was pretty good. Your execution during the smoke, your pathing, like you have pretty good intuition of your positioning, nuking waves. Like there was a guy that was 3K here playing support earlier, and I had to teach him this type of stuff. So you're ahead of the game on that, but you simply don't snap out of it.
Yeah.
And that's actually a pretty crippling thing that can be fixed. Like I trust the 1% fixing on that sort of thing. I trust that in the long run it will pay off. So let's take a quick.
Even what you said earlier about like assessing my team's like ability to take towers. I feel like that's not something I do a lot, but I should. Yeah, because even that, like, it's like, why am I pressuring this tower so much? We actually don't have the heroes to do that right now.
So this is me showing you, to the best of my capabilities, that I understand you. I was like, if you remember, I paused at 1841 and I said, this is where we learn your MMR. Remember that?
Yeah.
So I want you to remind yourself, this is where my 2K shows. Okay? Is after fights, after a kill, whether it's 8 minutes in and you killed a single witch doctor, after it's a team fight at 18 minutes, whether it's a team fight at 40, The thing is in Dota is the time where the enemy's dead is the time where we can get the most done because
Yeah.
they aren't stopping us, right? So we can split up and farm. We can take objectives. We can um we can go hunt for another guy when they're respawning because like when they're respawning, they're probably gonna go pick up the waves, right? So the whole idea is there's so much we can set ourselves up for success. And what I'm predicting I would see if I watched a lot of your games is that every good play that happens for you, you don't capitalize on it well. You're pretty good at setting up the good play. You're following the right people. You're using smokes, taking good paths, buying good items. So I trust you'll do that part. But not this part. You know, I literally, before we saw how it played out, I predicted, I'm like, we're going to see your MMR right here. And, you know, then we just watch you ram your face into this tower for the next minute with no ults, right? Yeah, and it just ends up eventually getting awkward, where they wear you guys down and OD barely escapes, goes back to base. Would you like to spend the last 10 minutes or so on your Lich replay or your Phoenix replay?
No, I think we could stick to this game.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm already kind of like learning so much.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we do end up winning this game, but it's really insightful, like all the mistakes I'm making, even with the game that we win, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So,
I'm glad to hear it's going well for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so this is a game where the percentage of time you guys are sieging buildings is 0. So when I asked what does my lineup do well, I would like give yourself a rating. 1 to 10 for each of these. Towers, Roche, and kills and farm. Right? So your team is actually pretty good at Roche. I don't know if you know that. They're like OD's pure damage works against Roche, Slardar minus armor. Your team is like an 8 or 9 out of 10 Roche team.
Wow.
Like,
yeah.
Pretty solid. So it's kind of laughable when you think about it that you guys are ramming your face into a tier 2. Literally none of your damage spells work on towers. But Desolate, Slardar Corrosive, and ODQ work on Roche. So you guys have a lot of bonus damage against Roche and 0 against towers, and we're just hitting towers a lot. So if we just if you're the one that identifies that and says, hey guys, we have OD plus Slardar ult, let's plus Slardar minus armor, let's go kill Roche. Like if you say that to your team, there's an X% they listen to you, right?
Yeah.
I just coached a guy live where he had a Wind Ranger that could go kill their drow, and we smoked, and he said like drew the line and everything, and the guy just went back and farmed. You know, it's like sometimes people just won't listen, but in my experience, it's at least 50-50, and every time they're not listening to you, it's the same anyways, right? So. So that is purely because your lineup's being played incorrectly, which is hitting towers.
Yep.
Also, are my heroes on-map heroes or off-map? Do you know what I mean by that?
On map or off map? Does that mean like, do we want to show?
Yes, that is what it means.
Okay. I mean, with a Spectre Global, I would say probably yes.
It's each individual hero. It's not like a lineup as a whole. Each individual hero.
Okay.
So you're saying Spectre doesn't mind showing, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
What about Slardar and Earthshaker?
No, they don't. They wouldn't want to show, right? Because they would want to like blink in.
Heroes that rely on blink and information are heroes that don't want to show, right?
Yeah.
So if we don't want to show, guess what we don't do? Hit buildings.
Right. Yeah.
So
wait for them to make the mistake.
So even identifying which heroes on your team are on map, off map can tell you a lot about how you're supposed to play the game. These are just indicators for you. Your hero's the on map hero this game. You're actually really good at clearing waves for your team because Earthshaker and Slardar don't really want to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a point in the game where Slardar becomes an on-map hero. Do you know why?
Is it once he gets BKB?
Once he gets his level 20 talent plus shard, because he one-shots creep waves.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
his Slithering Crush plus shard. It's not that he wants to show all the time, but he doesn't mind killing creep waves, is what I mean by that.
Because he can flash farm it.
Yeah, he literally kills it instantly. So.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's a combination of not only do they show in general, but how much are they willing to show. Slardar, because of sprint and everything, doesn't mind blink crushing and sprinting away. You know, he doesn't mind that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is an example where, you know, you could try to orchestrate, hey guys, we have all our ultimates, Earthshaker, come to me. Like, you could say something like that, and X percentage of the time, he's not going to walk down here and die.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all like, right now you're doing it 0. If you did it once or twice a game, it would have positive impact.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just every extra time you're doing it, every time you gain awareness of what does our team lineup do? When is the fight over? When should we be fighting? What should we be doing with it? Every time you're able to snap into that during the game, it's going to be a bonus from what you're currently doing. So, I mean, I like how active you're trying to be. I mean, generally speaking, I mean, I just like that stuff. Like, you're even clearing the wave here, which, yeah, I mean, you're using items well to get away. Is it gonna work? Oh my god, it worked. We are gonna be wrapping this up in just a sec here.
Of course, of course. This is, but I appreciate your feedback. This is great.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. Glad to hear it. So this is an example where you went back to base. Let's take a gander at the map right now, right? So, old school down, dead, half HP. Are we in fight or farm mode?
Should be in farm mode.
So we would look at this. Oh, it's pushing in. There's 3 range creeps. We'd look at this. Oh, it's going to be like right here. So I'd choose this one.
Yeah.
And then I would go like, oh, is there something else over here? Oh, there's some lotuses. Let's go pick those up. Oh, it's 28 minutes. Let's go pick up this XP shrine.
Yeah,
so
I like that because I often find myself like, especially when I get caught or I die, or I guess not placing teleported out, but it's like, where do I go, right? Like I'm like, you know, it's like you're at base, you have to make a decision, and you're like,
yep.
Usually where you teleport to, and I'm like, where am I going? And I think it's like here, it's like I'm still going mid because that's where my team is, but you're right, like we probably should retreat back in the farm.
Are we in fight or farm mode is going to fix this problem for you if you get yourself asking the question? Because then you'll collect the necessary information, you'll get better at collecting that faster, and then once you're farming, as long as you don't walk to your team, there's options. But I gave you the best option, and I gave you examples of, oh, there's triple range creep, it's going to be pushed into here. Oh, this one's not a double range creep, so it'll be about right here. Like, that's how I see the game. So I'm like, oh, this one's triple range creep? Okay, there's a Wisdom Shrine at 28, I'm going to walk here, go pick this up, finish my Aether Lens, maybe set up my team to take this tier 2 tower, ping them, draw a line on the map. That's what I would do. Or I would literally push this and say, hey, team, let's go Roche. That's actually what I would do here. But you guys should have taken Roche like 10 minutes ago. But it's fine. The whole idea is if you fix the am I in fight or farm mode, there's an infinite pool of creativity for you in there. It's just, don't walk back to your team. You just know that there's some people who AFK too much, you go towards your team too much. And the only way to really fix these two extreme problems is to truly understand the reasons that people would gravitate towards one extreme. People who farm too much have probably lost faith in their teammates. People like yourself who play around their team too much have probably lost faith in like being able to win late game because their teammates draw the game out too long. Right?
Yeah, and that's a common thing in my MMR, right? 60-minute games.
Yep. So just knowing you're aware, like that's what you're avoiding, and instead of avoiding the negative, we can just draw attention to what are the actual guidelines that help us know what to do here. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally.
Cool, man. Would you have any final questions about that?
No, I mean, I think a lot of times too, when people talk about like feedback for Dota, right? It's like we always get into things like I think people just pick the easiest thing to talk about, which is things like item builds or skill, like how you skilled or whatever. And I think I often find myself thinking about that too. And I think part of me was thinking that this session would be like, you're like, oh, I mean, you mentioned it earlier with level one, why did I choose W first? But I think what I liked your advice way better, which was more about like the actual game state and like, like the, more optimal decisions, right? Like grouping with your team or farming or like not overextending and things like that. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, just a real quick thing is the reason I asked you about your W is I knew it was atypical, but I have to understand why you did it. Like, so at the very
Hmm.
beginning of the session, it was more me calibrating to how does this person think. So
Okay.
it wasn't me like flaming you or wondering like what the fuck is he doing. It's just okay, that's different. Why'd you do it? And some people will be
Yeah.
like, I just do that every game. And some people will be
Right.
like,
Yeah.
normally I do this, but in this exact scenario, Slardar was running in at the rune and there were 4 heroes, so I W'd him. And it's like, okay. It's like,
Hmm.
what I'm getting there is this guy thinks about what he's doing. Like,
Hmm.
but like, I'm just letting you know that that is why I was asking that question. So cool, man.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
I'm glad you got out some. I'm glad you enjoyed the insightfulness of the session. I had a nice session myself, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and bid you adieu there, man. Thank you for that was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
pleasure. Have a good one.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Have a good day.
You too. Peace. Yeah, we're just a bit late to our